Atom Eve and the fight though with Conquest. Oh my days.
Bro.
His own son. We don't give a about his own son. Where are you in the pecking order, bro? Somebody help this man. Somebody. I don't care if Ninja Turtle just spawns out of the ground and does something, because he's getting smoked and he's looking uglier by the second. Alright, my name is Paul Nelson.
I'm Dean Richards. And I'm Shane.
And you're tuned in to another episode of Sovereign Showdown. The son was giving Omniman sprinkles. So I said, yeah, just got them. They're beneath us. But Dad always said, put the head up, it comes off easy. Welcome to Sovereign Showdown. Drop a comment, subscribe and hit the bell to always be reminded of our latest videos.
Welcome back to Sovereign Showdown, and I've got
Jolek Shahai
and
Sean Sandy
together, and we're going to be talking about the best Spider-Man. Firstly, which genre of Spider-Man do you like? Do you like animation, or do you like all of them?
I prefer live action.
You prefer the live action?
Yeah.
What was the first live action Spider-Man that you ever saw?
Spider-Man 1.
Spider-Man 1?
Yeah.
When you say Spider-Man 1,
Raimiverse.
okay. You're not talking about
the original.
You're not talking about the one from the 60s.
No,
The funny
Nicholas
animated
Hammond,
one from
yeah.
the 60s.
Nicholas Hammond, yeah, he was great too. Yeah, I used to watch him on YouTube every day, like when I used to scramble through.
Nicholas Hammond isn't he the one with the live action one?
Yeah.
That was the 70s.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we're talking about, I think, Shinji Todo, the Chinese man.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. But you prefer Tobey Maguire?
My favorite Spider-Man is Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. Okay.
But Tobey is like one step behind. Like,
Yeah.
he's that.
One step behind.
I love them both.
Okay. What is it about Andrew Garfield that you like so much?
I remember growing up, I was 8 years old or 9 when I saw the first movie. And his first movie in 2012, and it was just unique seeing how cool his suit is, and he genuinely had the biggest passion for Spider-Man I've ever seen in my life, besides us two. And he grew up with Spider-Man, and Tobey Maguire learned about Spider-Man when he got casted.
Oh, is that it? Okay. All right then. So, what is it? Which Spider-Man did you say you preferred?
Which Spider-Man? I like the Beyond the Spider-Man.
Beyond the Spider-Man.
Beyond the Spider-Man. There's a series of what if Spider-Man had the powers of Beyonder, and in so much little time he was able to do anything. Like he had the Beyond his powers. He was literally God. So he had all power.
So who are the Beyonders when it comes to Marvel Comics? Explain what the Beyonders are.
Like he's basically like omnipotent, all powerful. He's like extremely. He's literally God. Like in short time, what Spider-Man was able to do, and what others were able to do. Like in 2-minute conversations, Spider-Man was able to reunite with his villains, like in front of the past, talk to Uncle Ben again, talk to Aunt May again, talk to all his relatives again, go through his entire life. And like basically create an imaginary universe in 2 minutes, or I don't remember the exact time, but I do remember it was a short time.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw some random superheroes or supervillains at you, and I'm gonna ask you how Spider-Man would deal with them. How would Spider-Man defeat? Well, if Spider-Man could even defeat these characters,
okay.
Yeah. So firstly,
can you also say holding back and not holding back?
not holding back. Not holding back.
Too easy then. Too easy.
Okay, I'm gonna have to start thinking now.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
And I'm gonna be honest about that too.
Yeah.
Alright then.
Because there are some villains.
But look, sometimes it's not always about the power, the strength, and the muscle. Sometimes it's about the mind and the skill. Yeah? So how would Spider-Man go about neutralizing these characters? Let's say neutralizing these characters. It maybe not killing, but not neutralizing.
So we're gonna adapt the no-kill rule.
By whatever means, he could maim them, he could break their arms and legs, he could do whatever. He just has to stop them, okay? Okay. First of all, I'll just say, Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, easily. I think he could.
He's dog-walked him many times.
There's many
go on.
many times he's defeated Hulk, and since when Hulk is in Hulk form, he's more of a brute. he's not as smart as he would be as Bruce. And Spider-Man is really, really strong. Like
Underestimated.
very underestimated. People forget that he's physically super powerful. He literally has super strength, and he's really agile. He can swing around, and he still has the brains too.
Okay. All right then. Darkseid. How about that?
Darkseid, Star Wars, right?
No, Darkseid as in Superman's supervillain, the guy with the beams. Is DC.
It's like the Thanos DC.
It's Thanos from DC.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I think can I just use the Enigma for Spider-Man instead?
Okay.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
it-
Explain
too
that.
easy.
Explain.
Well, if we're gonna use a Darkseid, we're gonna use someone too powerful.
Yeah.
Well, we're obviously not gonna take base form Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna take, let's just step it up a little bit. Let's just take the Enigma Force back, the cosmic one. So in the comics, there was an issue where Spider-Man had got the Enigma Force. He had received them, and with those powers, he managed to punch Hulk into space, and then bring him back down again before he completely passed out. So yeah, so we're gonna take that, and basically, he can just use those beams, and then just out he goes.
Okay. All right then. Just go very generic, and I'll say Superman.
Superman.
How would Spider-Man defeat Superman?
You have to take a different form. You can't use base form.
Yeah. Honestly,
Is there any form of Spider-Man that could beat Superman?
Oh,
Cosmic.
there's so many films.
Like he mentioned earlier. in
Power
the-
of Love. We have a Beyonder. We have Cosmic, and Bully Maguire, the uncanny one.
Willie Maguire.
Yeah.
Okay. Which character would you choose as Peter Parker's executioner?
I would. Do you want to go first?
You go first.
Thanks so much. Okay, so here's what I would do. I would choose someone quite close to him, which has already been done, and the right person to do it is Dr. Otto Octavius. He's done it before, so he's the right person. He's a scientist who was Peter Parker's mentor, and Peter Parker looked up to him, and then we can just make one of those storylines up. I don't believe in it because I would love to meet John Cena as one of my heroes, but they say never meet your heroes, so we can just be like they have a feud constant now, and then we can just start out a Superior Spider-Man storyline where Otto just switches bodies and completely removes Peter Parker's consciousness and his soul out of existence, put him in a different universe, and Superior Spider-Man's there forever, and he will just continuously not hold back.
Okay.
Therefore, less strength.
Same question to you. Choose the executioner.
It would have to be for me Carnage, because Carnage is just causes carnage. He would be the perfect villain for example, a horror-ish type, gritty series, similar to the Amazing Spider-Man series, but a lot more darker.
Okay.
He would be the perfect villain, and that could create a revenge arc for Venom, since Venom and Spider-Man do team up a lot to take down Carnage himself.
Very last question.
Yeah.
As a comic book reader,
Yeah.
what is your favorite arc of Spider-Man? Or favorite artist or favorite creator? Anything
Todd
favorite?
McFarlane, easy.
Todd McFarlane. I
Yeah.
agree with that. Yeah.
I would have to agree.
Agree with Todd McFarlane?
It's really nice to look at.
Yeah, we all agree Todd McFarlane. I was gonna say the same thing too. So like
He just bought a bunch of comics.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
I bought his iconic comics
Oh, you did?
Yeah, Todd
Was it the
McFarlane.
individuals or the graphic novels?
individually.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
all of them.
Like 6 to 12 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. You mean the original run or the?
Original one. Yeah.
Okay. Now we're gonna say goodbye to
Jolek.
and
Sean.
With more epic movie anime reviews and drawing tips. Make sure you head down to www.sovereigncomics.co.uk. That's www.sovereigncomics.co.uk to get our latest Mr. Number Beta Maths comic book series and the latest merch. Sovereign Showdown.
Right. This is a Comic-Con special. As you can see, we're at the London MCM Comic-Con right now. It's going down. It's absolutely going off. And we've got Shane, who's cosplaying the amazing Yeah. So yeah, are you up to date with all things Invincible? Are you up to date?
Up to date with all 3 seasons. Literally in preparation. I saw that season and I was like, I've got to do that. I've got to do that costume. Bro, there's so much to say about this season.
Oh my God.
Literally.
Shall we start from the beginning and corral our way all the way down to present day? Shall we do that?
We're going to be here a while because there's a lot, but a lot of good stuff. All right, let's start from the beginning. Let's start the scene.
Okay. So, you know, Mark Grayson and his dad, you're seeing his dad flying around, he's doing his thing, he's whatever, and he's looking up to his dad, he's doing whatever, and you think, he's the man, isn't it? He's a good guy, he's basically Superman, He's a little bit rough around the edges, but he's a good guy.
Then you get to the end of episode 1. Then
Well, what happens? I ain't seen it.
Oh, you ain't seen it?
No, I ain't seen it.
No, he has seen it.
I missed that too.
Playing coy. He's playing coy.
Yeah, so yeah. So basically, let's just say by the end of episode 1, we're in need of a new team, basically.
Yeah.
To put it in like simple terms.
Yeah, a lot of people lose their lives.
Yeah.
A lot of people lose their lives.
A lot of people lose that. Bruv, alright, listen. When people say if you could live in any universe, Marvel,
We did.
DC.
We actually did. You saw that episode, didn't it? You did. Okay.
Bro, you could be just someone minding your business, walking your dog along the park,
Mate.
and all of a sudden, oh my God, like, now you see, was it Man of Steel?
Yeah.
People complain about collateral damage and that. In this, bear in mind, this is a cartoon. Bro, but yeah, I mean, it's a lot. You've got Mark, you've got Omniman, but the thing is, it's like, they go into like the world building of it, because they go into like, the reasons why, obviously, is that Omniman does what he does.
Yeah.
Is there's like, obviously, given that his culture is race, what they come from and how they do things. It's very much it's a survival of the fittest kind of like type of thing, isn't it? It's like, because in their mind, they're basically trying to assimilate people into their culture.
Yeah.
But in doing so, they're
Basically like the Nazis.
Yeah, it's basically like
Supposed to be like the Nazis.
you're culling them
They
out,
see
basically.
themselves as the superior race.
As a superior race, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they see them as superior race, and they're very draconian in the way that they're doing it.
Essentially, yeah,
Either
essentially.
You get down or you lay down because we're better than you.
Pretty much, yeah.
They're all about their breeding, you know what I mean? Like Hitler breeding the Aryan race.
Blonde hair, blue eyes and all that.
Yeah.
Superior.
And then it was, blasphemous.
It's funny you say
Practically
that.
blasphemous
It's
for
funny
him
you
to.
say that though, because the way they do things, don't they basically seek out other planets so that they can kind of, because that's what Mark is, he's a hybrid. They kind of like, essentially they kind of seek out other planets, other species with genes that are compatible enough, I think, so that they can, Mark Grayson, the main character, he's obviously he's a hot kind of like, obviously for the Dragon Ball Z fans, he's a half human, half alien hybrid.
Yeah,
so like
yeah,
how you got Gohan, who's
yeah,
like
yeah.
half set human, half Saiyan.
Yep.
You've got Mark, who's half human, half Ultraman.
Yeah.
And I guess with that, they kind of use that to kind of have a dialogue of, you've got Omni-Man, who's kind of got his elitist mindset, so to speak, where he says like, because they live for like, what, thousands of years?
Yeah,
Their mindset is that these people are nothing to us. But obviously Mark, having been raised enough, having a good relationship with his family, his friends, his mum, he says like, no, I'm not going to enslave this race. These are my friends, these are my people, these are people I love. Whereas with Omni-Man, it's kind of a thing of, obviously you don't agree with it, but you kind of get it, because if you were someone who was alive for however long he was, if you were superior, like, I remember there was a bit where Mark's fighting his dad, and Mark's struggling to save like someone. He struggles so much to save his life.
Omni-Man was beating the living daylights out of his son.
Bro,
In the freaking
he literally said, fine, 17 more years, I can always have another kid. Like, it's kind of
I can always have another one.
I can always have.
Talking to his son.
Bro, he's literally punching out his teeth and all that, literally like he's led there bleeding. But I think what the show does so well is they kind of show the humanity of the characters, because even in that bit, there was a moment where Omni-Man actually remembers, I think he remembers where Mark was a little kid and he was running around playing baseball. Yeah. And it's those little moments like...
Yes, now we're getting into...
It's that dialogue, isn't it?
Go on, you want to say that?
Well, I was just thinking, when it comes to the Invincible universe, what is it about Invincible that makes it better? Do you think it's better than DC or Marvel? Equivalent? Because, like, in my opinion, because DC and Marvel have been around for so long, there might be a sea of rubbish, but there might be one arc or one graphic novel or this or that, that is comparable to a season of Invincible. But for you, would you think that Invincible is a standout?
I do think it's a standout. I think the thing with Marvel is, well, being as it is now, we've had so many different variations of it. Same with DC. Most people say they don't like the films.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight trilogy is still elite. They'll still say, if you look at the animated series, Justice League, Batman animated series, Teen Titans, Marvel says what it is, Daredevil, X-Men 97.
That's what we
OG
have to
X,
talk about.
all of that stuff. But what I think what those shows do so well is, they expand the universe, and two, they use it to kind of deepen the wider storytelling. Like what I love about Invincible is you'll have loads of, I don't want to say one-off episodes, but they'll focus on like the characters. Like Adam Eve. Even in for episode 3, there's one character who was like a villain where basically he lost someone during the collateral damage. And he basically became a super villain because of that. Yeah. And they kind of use that to dialogue of Powerplex.
Powerplex.
Invincible!
Oh,
That dude.
Yes.
Literally, like.
They had to kill him.
Yes. Oh no, he's still about.
Oh yeah, Cecil.
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 No, but even in that as well. Bro, earlier on today I was eating sea salt crisps for still soldiers. But even with that as well, they have a dialogue of because you have villains from season 1. Yeah. And Cecil, the guy who's like the director of the government agency.
Yeah, he's a G.
Yeah, he basically, they have a whole backstory with this. They kind of show him. How he got to where he is. But even in that as well, because they have villains.
Yes, now we're doing it. Now we're getting in.
Villains from season 1, I believe. So you had basically in season 1 you had the one guy who was turning people into like zombie cyborgs.
Yeah.
And
he's
you
a
had,
G. Oh yeah,
that dude. And basically you find out that Cecil hired him. And Mark was like, this guy should be in prison. What are you doing? And
so he was shown that it's a necessary evil.
It's a necessary evil. Exactly.
It's a necessary evil. Some evils are necessary.
Exactly. It's like, actually, Tolai, this is a bit off topic. In Daredevil, for example, what makes that great is because you have this dialogue. You've got a man who's a Catholic, who's a man of faith, who believes in like redemption and stuff. Like, he tries to see the good in people, but then you have characters like Punisher, what he would say
is a necessary evil.
Exactly. There are people who would cross that line, people who will do heinous things, who will there might be a possibility of redemption, but can that person bring themselves to that level though? Like sometimes in order to like protect people, sometimes you have to cross that line. Like, because even in season 3, that was Mark's thing. He's like, nah, not gonna kill them. These people should be in prison. But when Conquest turned up, bruv, no joke, man had to be, bruv.
Let's talk about Conquest, guys.
This guy had his little brother. Man was literally.
He's pulling him.
Bro was there. You got Oliver, who's Mark's half brother. He was literally about to make him his half brother and pulling him in half, bro.
Yeah.
Literally.
You read the comics? The Invincible comics?
I haven't read the comics. I know of the comics. I know of certain things to come. Certain things.
So when it comes to knowing certain things that come, do you think that Mark's little brother deserved it? He deserved to be pulled apart like a rotten fish or a
Well, he weren't listening.
Well, at that point in time, bear in mind, he was like a little. At that point in time, you got to remember he's a little kid, right? But also, what I think again with the show. How do I put this? I think the show's good at sowing the seeds. Like, you know the bit where he, because he's got those 2 twins, right? The 2 Mollisons, and he just flies through and there's that look on his face of, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna like waste these 2, I'm gonna do that. So you see little hints of it. Yeah. But
Omniman sprinkles.
the thing is,
the son was giving Omniman sprinkles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, just kill them. They're beneath us.
Exactly.
That's what Dad always said.
But also as well,
rip the head off. It comes off easy.
But also as well, I think the good thing about this show specifically is that they don't paint anyone particularly as black and white. Like, say even when he's fighting Conquest, for example, there's that brief little moment where he whispers in his ear and he goes, I'm lonely. No one wants to talk to me. Like, I'm a product of this my environment. This is how I was made. You know, like they just treat me as like a tool. They don't treat me as a person. They fear me for it. They don't respect me. But even in Mark as well, you kind of see little elements to that. It's like,
How about the Brainiac guy?
oh, Armstrong Levy.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that character. You see, Julian Levy.
Armstrong Levy.
Levy.
What was the first episode that he appeared in?
I think it was season.
He was a normal human being, and he came back looking like
So it
the
was
leader from the Hulk,
Yeah.
like a massive brain or something.
So I think he appeared in season 2. I believe it was season 1. No, sorry, episode 1 of season 2. And I think what he tried to do is he tried to
get all of the smartest versions of himself from the different universes to help him solve a problem. It was some kind of cataclysmic problem. He wanted to he wanted to, like, basically world peace.
Yeah.
He's basically trying to achieve some kind of world peace.
Yeah. But I think what happened was
Mark Grayson shut him down.
No.
He blew up the machine that he was using to unify all of his minds.
So what happened was he hired the 2 Mauler twins to help him out with that.
The Mauler twins.
But then basically Invincible came to stop it.
Yeah.
Then the Mauler twins jumped him basically, and they were like beating him, which is kind of sad in a sense because he basically said, I don't want the world I built to be built in blood. So he effectively, I think the machine was damaged, but he was basically forced to like stop it. Yeah. And that obviously like messed up his head. And I think he combined with the other variants of himself who hated Invincible, because bear in mind there's a whole universe of Invincibles that aren't very good.
Yeah, most of them ain't good.
So I think with that, and obviously what happened to him, that kind of like messed with his head, and that gave him a whole vendetta against him.
Yeah, because he ruined his goal of trying to achieve something positive.
Exactly.
And it's like, hold on, like, stop. He was trying to tell him, stop, wait, listen, it's not what you think it is.
Exactly.
And he wasn't listening. I'm shutting it down.
Exactly.
And he's just like, no,
his head was like all mashed up.
Yeah, he uglied him up. Now he ain't getting no. All right, we just move on.
But yeah, I think in all honesty, I feel like what the show does is it shows the. Bro,
wouldn't you be upset about it?
I thought it doesn't need to be that much bigger.
First, you're going to the barbers. He's giving you a shape up, and now you don't know where the line is. Or because
right down the middle.
That's. I love how he's still got the goatee as well. Man.
Or because Mark Grayson crossed the line.
But the thing is, I think what it boils down to, and to go back to your question, I think what the show does is you'll have like a season. Every episode will kind of do its own thing, but every episode will be like an exploration of a character, so to speak. Like you'll have Adam Eve, you'll have Rex, you'll have Cecil, you'll have bruv, there was one episode where what's it?
Adam Eve and the fight though with Conquest. Oh my days!
All right.
So let's just let's just put it in chunks.
Can we just say that Adam Eve is she's the ride or die, bro?
Yeah. Let's put it in chunks. There's things we need to talk about. We need to talk about Adam Eve.
Yeah.
We need to talk about Conquest, the fight with Conquest, and what Cecil has done with Conquest.
You understand why he did that?
I understand.
Because bear in mind, there's a whole like army of like other like people there like that. So
you're kind of riding with Cecil on that one. Up until that point where it's like, in this case, you should have listened to.
So
and then
but that's where he gets all of his ability to bully all the superheroes.
I know,
because he's taking all of the knowledge from everybody, all the bad guys, all the good guys, so he could give it to the scientists in the lab and say, break them apart
and then reconstruct them into another. But that's what I'm saying. Up until that point, you're riding with him. Up until the point where Conquest is breaking free, then it's like, maybe on this case, you should have listened to.
But you see, that's the thing. I feel like what the show does is it gives good cases for both. Like
Yeah,
in
it
the beginning, like because
The writer's playing with you, innit?
yeah, even in the beginning when you have that whole, there's a whole episode where it's Mark versus Cecil. Like that's the whole first.
Yeah.
I think that's episode 2.
Yeah.
But I think gradually as we're going on, we're seeing that actually there are points when obviously like eliminate if you don't have to, don't. But sometimes, bruv, when Conquest turns up, bruv, you thought Mark versus Omniman was bad. Conquest, literally like, because bear in mind as well, this guy's saying like, bear in mind, the Viltrumites do that because they have like, they got like an agenda in there. Conquest is doing it for fun.
Yeah, he was doing it for fun.
Bro, literally, he's like saying, bruv, I enjoy this.
The memes that were coming out of that was dirty.
Bro.
Do you remember? Did you see some of the? Yeah.
Yeah, but also as well, I feel like,
It's funny. Meat Cannon. I think Meat Cannon got hold of it, isn't it?
bro, that,
Shout out to Meat Cannon.
I am so lonely.
So it's like no.
Before it was think, Mark, think. Now it's I'm Cecil. Cecil, I need you, Cecil.
Yeah.
But the thing about the characters in Invincible,
Go on.
yeah, the thing about the characters in Invincible though, I've seen a few clips. I haven't read the comics. I've seen a few clips about what happens afterwards. Basically, every single character that you might not believe is dangerous, now give them enough time, and they're gonna be more dangerous than even Conquest.
Whoa.
So it's like a time release some of the dangerousness. So I understand why Cecil does a few things, because like you can't trust anybody.
He's a
When
G.
you know the
I
threat,
love Cecil.
when you know the threat, bro,
He's a G.
because even when they did like his backstory, he was like, Mark, he was like, because I think it was his director, they hired someone like he thought that. He was like, no, we can't run like this. Now, Cecil, from the moment you have from the moment you had episode 1, you gotta be thinking, nah, you can't be playing. From the moment you're holding man's head like that in front of a train, bro,
His own son. He don't give a damn about his own son.
Bear in mind,
Where were you in the pecking order, bro?
bear in mind, Omni-Man is the weakest Viltrumite. Like, you know that one episode where, it was, he's being held in a prison. Alan needs, the one-eyed alien, he needs to, like, get, Battle Beast to come out. Battle Beast is G as well. This guy's like,
Shout out to Battle.
this guy's just fully about, my guy's in space, and he's literally like, nah, I'm living for the smoke, you know? You know the people who live for that beef? Live for the beef! He's literally, nah.
Not vegetarian at all.
Apex predator, man. Looking like a white lion.
And then the alien's even more dangerous than the Battle Beast.
They pieced him up a few times and he came back.
He's more powerful than all the Viltrumites.
It's
just that
He's laid back. He's laid back.
His character's very contrary.
It's like a
Contrary,
comedian.
contrary to the strength, to the opposing strength that he has.
You know
Quite
what?
Contrary.
I got a theory about Alan, because they based a lot of the characters on existing characters that are out there. And they, like people like Omni-Man, probably based on a version of Superman, like evil version of Superman. I think they based Alan the Alien on Earthworm Jim.
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
I'd say
Are you hearing that, guys?
Earthworm Jim mixed with Martian.
Earthworm Jim.
Martian.
Earthworm Jim.
The soiled he did crawl. Earthworm Jim. Wow.
That was my first impression. I
Memory
thought
unlocked.
they're doing Earthworm Jim here.
Memory unlocked. Yeah, because I see it in a whole like.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
because
the eyes in it, the bulging eye.
Yeah, because Mark
Mark
Grayson, that's named after Dick Grayson. Who's like, He's obviously got like a similar color scheme in it. Yeah. But yeah, man, I think it's also, I mean, this goes without saying, it's also a very like adult, like, very mature, like, they
exploring a lot of themes.
Yes.
A lot of themes in there. The interracial relationship thing, they're representing it there. Yeah. They're exploring it in, the fact that Omni-Man was, had a child with an alien, in an inter-species relationship.
Is that something we want
interracial relationship? Like
intergalactic
relationship.
Intergalactic. Big up Superman and Lois Lane.
Yeah, they just touching on a melting pot of different themes and everything. Father and son. A family, looks like the concept of what is good and what is evil.
Exactly.
You know, they take you on a little journey,
Yeah.
then they just do a 180, and then they is it this or is it that? Or is it this or is it that now? So I find it very intelligent, the way that this show has been set up, and I'm very intrigued as to what they're going to do in the future. I love the fact that, you know, they had Mark, as Mr. Invincible, as the savior, and you're thinking, well, if he can't do it, no one can. And then Atom Eve comes in with a busted leg, and you're thinking,
marry that girl right now.
No, first you're just like, lay down. I gotta go save him. No, lay down. Look what's happening to your man. He is getting cooked on both sides, like George Foreman. It's so good, I put my name on it and grilled him on both sides.
Literally.
You're thinking it's over, but when Atom Eve came, I thought it was beautiful, the way that they did it in it. The way that they had
God mode.
fight.
God mode.
Ooh, she went God mode, bro.
Ooh.
She went God mode. I think, you know what? I liked what they did there, because it was like, you know, women can fight too, you know what I'm saying? But they're like, women can, you know, here's for the women. Let's represent for the women. But they did it in the most beautiful way, because it was a desperate time. And at that moment, you're like, somebody help this man. Somebody. Somebody. You're like, at this moment, I don't care if Ninja Turtle just spawns out of the freaking ground and freaking does something, because he's getting smoked and he's looking uglier by the second. What are we gonna do? We're gonna see a cheekbone fly out on the side. What are we doing here? What are we witnessing here? The destruction in little pieces of a man. Is that what we're looking at? So when she came in, it was like, oh, thank God, somebody's doing something. Yes, some blood is being drawn.
Bear in mind.
But they did it so intelligently.
Bear in mind, Conquest was playing with them for the first part of that fight as well. Bro.
I'm so lonely. So lonely.
All the other Viltrumites are scared of me.
Like, oh,
I said,
God.
no one wants to be my friend.
No one. While he's sitting on top of you, he's mounting you. This monster is mounting you. He's just smashed your face in, and now he's trying to get tender with you.
Bear in mind.
That was horrible, though.
And then you've got Mark thinking, right, it's bad, but you know what? I'm gonna check my girl in hospital. It's good.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, this man comes down and he's like, stand for my rival, Warren. Also, interesting fact as well, you know those two actors?
Yeah.
They're from The Walking Dead as well, and obviously if you know you're Walking Dead,
I thought that as well.
Yeah,
Negan and
Glenn.
Okay, yeah.
So basically, apparently the writers tried to do like a rematch type
It's the
of
same
thing.
writer. It's the same writer who wrote Walking Dead and Invincible.
Oh, swear.
So he probably produced both shows.
Yeah.
He probably knew what he was doing. Like, he knew people would notice that.
Yeah.
Interesting fact.
Go on.
We met one of the
Yes, we did.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, yes, we did. Yes, we did. So, I don't know, like, season 4? Season 4, what predictions do we have for season 4? What you guys, what you are looking forward to seeing more or less of?
They escaped from prison. They escaped from space prison.
Yeah.
And they're gonna try and go after some of that stuff that they found in the book that Omniman wrote.
Oh yeah!
They're gonna try and go for some of that stuff.
Yeah.
I think.
Conquest is gonna come out. I swear he's looking like he's gonna come out. He's looking like he's gonna, you know,
Conquest is coming out.
He's gonna respawn.
Mark's younger brother is gonna be a bit older. You're gonna get closer to Sprag, like you know there's one brother who's like Freddie Mercury, the one with the fade, and he's got like on the fur like coat thing and that.
Oh yeah, he's a G. Yeah, he's a G.
And there's a certain thing that happens with my man, which is
spoilers ahead.
Yeah.
Is this a spoilers ahead moment?
Well,
don't
wait
do
and
it.
see.
Don't do it. I'm just a boy, a real human boy. Don't do it.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, based on how this has been going so far, I'm for it. I'm hoping that we get, because they did like a one-off thing with Atom Eve, so maybe we could get something like that for like Omniman, maybe like, you know, like a whole trying to think who else.
Backstory.
Yeah.
Is she gonna get more juiced up now? Because now she's on God mode. She's like, sit down, I got this. Is that what we're gonna be seeing?
Bro, get all the help you can
Is he
get.
gonna
man.
be in
Get all
a gimp mask with the freaking apple in his mouth like Pulp Fiction now? Is that where we're going? He's like, don't worry, I'll save you. It's like, no.
You might not be too far off, but
Oh my god.
but yeah. All I'm saying is, go for it. Can't wait till the day will come up, and yeah.
Well, that was an amazing segment. We've been meaning to talk about Invincible for the longest time, and you know what? What better way to do it than at Comic-Con with
Invincible himself.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Sovereign Showdown.
With more epic movie anime reviews and drawing tips, make sure you head down to www.sovereigncomics.co.uk. That's www.sovereigncomics.co.uk to get our latest Mr. Number Beta Maths comic book series and the latest merch. Drop a comment, subscribe and hit the bell to always be reminded of our latest videos.